The gym isn't just for improving your body, it's also the #1 method for mental transformation. People might quickly mention, oh yeah, the gym is great for mental health. But what does that actually mean? What are the real tangible benefits and how can you claim your share? If the gym hasn't got you feeling quite as good as you'd hoped, you're missing something. I don't just get short-term endorphins, I get resilience, focus, and more. In this video, you'll learn the 5 main mental benefits of training and exactly how to work out to achieve each specific one. You will have heard that exercising is good for mental health, but have you considered that how you train could change which brain benefits you get? You can choose to bias yourself towards letting off steam, but you can also use training to learn how to handle pressure more calmly. As we go through each of the 5 main mental benefits, I want you to think about whether you're already achieving this. For all of the 5, I'll tell you exactly how to adapt your workouts towards that improvement. So let's go. Mental benefit 1 of training is that it works as an outlet for immediate stresses, so things you're feeling at that exact moment. I'd call this blowing off steam. Would you be surprised to know that with my clients, it's the thing I notice the most often during and after our PT session? You have good days and bad days, I have good days and bad days, and my clients have good days and bad days too. I can tell when a client of mine has had a bad day because usually they'll just tell me straight away. The thing which is most interesting is that at the start of the session, they might have a face like thunder from a stressful day. By the end of the session, they're laughing, joking, and feeling like a totally different person. Do you experience that in your own workouts? Do you get to the end and feel like you're refreshed and relieved? Here's what I've found works for me and for my clients. If you have a rough day and need to get some frustration out with training, go for exercises which allow you to push yourself for a decent duration, but without getting too technical. When I say pushing yourself for a decent duration, I mean higher reps and cardio. But why do I say nothing too technical? Well, if you go for something with complexity, there's a chance you'll get it wrong. If that happens, what's the result? You'll find that you leave your session feeling frustrated with your day and frustrated with yourself. They compound on top of each other and you don't need that. So a decent duration, but straightforward exercises. Benefit 2 of exercising is building mental resilience in high pressure situations. I'm talking tough decisions to be made at work and personal choices where there'll be negative consequences no matter what you do. Can you think of a situation where you felt under that kind of serious pressure? The big one for me was having to make a decision about whether to close my brick and mortar gym down around the time of COVID. As the realization dawned, it was sudden and immense pressure that I felt. It really wasn't much fun. I absolutely credit exercise with helping me to build the resilience to handle something like that. Can you see how it's essentially a fight or flight moment? You either do something or you bury your head in the sand. So how can exercise prepare you for moments like that? You can learn to be better at dealing with the big pressure moments by doing the hard parts of training. I'm talking PBs, heavy weights, cardio sprints. There's just one important element to add: expectation. If you want to get good at building resilience to hard situations, put pressure on yourself by setting a tough goal and then go and do it. Even if you don't achieve the actual exercise goal, you still get better at handling the pressure. Training mental benefit 3 is taking time for yourself. Between our jobs, studying, families and friends, a lot of time is taken. It's totally possible to have a great time on your responsibilities, but you probably still feel like you need some time for yourself, right? I certainly do. There are a lot of ways to take time for yourself, but I think exercise is a bit different. And here's why. When you're out for a run, a cycle, or training at the gym, it's hard for one of your responsibilities to interrupt you. If you have your phone on Do Not Disturb, it's practically impossible. If you're gaming or reading a book at home, it's far easier to get disturbed. My clients almost get to cheat because even if they're training at home, they're technically in an appointment. But this video is about tailoring your exercise choice. So what should you do to maximize the mental benefit of taking time for yourself? The answer is simply to pick an exercise you find absorbing. What allows you the headspace away from other things? For me, It's back day. I have no idea why, but I always feel absorbed in it. The most common things I hear from others are classes from spin to yoga and running. What lets you get away? Benefit number 4 is the resilience to push through and keep going. We already spoke about short, high pressure situational resilience, but this is about gritting your teeth and carrying on for a sustained time. Remember how high pressure was like fight or flight? This is more about something grinding you down over a long period. What comes to mind for you? What causes you sustained stress? For one of my clients specifically, her job involves pretty consistent, moderate levels of stress. She enjoys it and is great at it, but I don't think she has ever had an easy day. Fake internet points for you if you can guess her job in the comments. We specifically designed her sessions to maximize her resilience to sustained pressure. And if you feel this type of pressure, here's what you should do. In your workouts, go for some high reps which are challenging. I'm talking sets of 12 plus if you're lifting weights and long duration stints if you're doing cardio. Why do I say challenging specifically? Sometimes in higher rep sets and longer cardio stints, it's easy to switch off and go through the motions. Nothing necessarily wrong with this, but it fits benefit 3, taking time, better. For resilience to push through and keep going, pick a weight or speed that requires you to grit your teeth and get it done. Our 5th and final mental benefit of training is improving your focus. Can you think of a situation where you keep getting distracted and need to switch back on to get your task done? For me, it's planning my videos. I really enjoy the speaking to you part, and I like fleshing out ideas that I know work for my real life clients. But when it comes to actually thinking about and planning what I'm going to say, suddenly I find myself getting distracted by everything. What brings that same feeling out for you? It can be annoying, but you can improve it with the right kind of exercise. You want to choose circuit training or cardio, and at a speed that you find challenging, but this time for a moderate duration. I'm talking about 60-second intervals. So 60 seconds working, then 60 seconds slow or resting. Why do I find that this works? In this style of training, you have to break the cycle repeatedly. The slow or resting periods mimic distraction. The working periods are the same as breaking the distraction and working hard again. See how this is similar to getting distracted at work? Something pulls your attention away and then you have to get it back to what you were doing. And you can be better at it by improving your focus. You've just learned the 5 main mental benefits of training and exactly how you can bias your workouts towards a specific mental purpose. Nice. Feel like you need to blow off steam? Pick exercises which allow you to push yourself without getting too technical. If you need high pressure resilience, you want to be hitting some big PBs or doing cardio sprints. To gear a session towards taking time for yourself, choose something you find absorbing. Classes, back day runs, whatever works for you. To build the resilience to push through and keep going under consistent pressure, go for some challenging high rep sets and longer cardio stints. And if you want to work on your focus, circuits and 60-second intervals will train you to repeatedly break and regain your concentration. If the way I broke things down in this video resonated with you, subscribe so that you guarantee that you catch my next videos. Thanks.